Welcome to Taste of Truth Tuesdays, where we'll be serving up bite-sized conversations on all things fitness, nutrition, mindset, and spirituality. So grab your headphones and get ready to taste the truth with us every Tuesday. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast platform because every bite counts. Hey, welcome back to Taste of Truth Tuesdays, wellness warriors, health detectives, nutrition ninjas, and truth seekers. I'm your host, Megan Lee, and today we're talking about a topic that hits close to home for many of us, the roller coaster ride of the diet and fitness industry. Raise your hand if you ever felt the pressure to change your body to fit into society's standards of beauty. Well, you're not alone. For years, I found myself trapped in a cycle of dieting and exercising, all in a pursuit of elusive, perfect body. It seemed no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't make any lasting progress. Does this sound familiar? And maybe that's because we've been sold a lie that our worth is tied to the number we see on the scale or the size of our jeans. But guess what? It is time to break free from that toxic mindset and embrace a new approach to fitness and nutrition. I want to go over common trends I see that I refer to as diet culture fitness, and then we're going to compare it with what I recommend as body neutral fitness. And so body neutrality is a movement that promotes accepting and appreciating your body for what it is and for what it can do for you rather than how it looks. Diet culture places value on our weight and size over our health. It promotes messaging that tells us what foods are good, what foods are bad. It glorifies restriction and willpower and ignores our well-being. Diet culture is supported by a multi-billion-dollar industry that pushes weight loss through every medium possible. It tells both men and women that they're not small enough or they're not strong enough and they're not lean enough. Diet culture is very hard to ignore. It seems through society we are taught that we're not enough by shame-based methods, and this is why we will purchase the products that they are selling us. So how can one be against diet culture but be fine with clients who go on a diet? Well, it definitely starts with breaking down terminology. So the word diet merely refers to the foods and drinks that we habitually consume. This can be specific, structured way of eating or just a normal daily intake. And the term dieting is often where the idea of weight loss comes into play. Dieting is usually described as eating with a purpose of losing weight, which requires a calorie deficit. And I am anti-diet culture because I believe that food is not meant to be associated with guilt and shame. I am anti-diet culture because I do not believe that reaching a specific weight, shape, or size is ever more important than our physical or mental well-being. However, I do believe that it's okay to want to change your diet. I think it's okay to have aesthetic goals, especially when we can learn how to work towards these in a healthy and sustainable manner. It's just the desire to shift from an old negative eating patterns and thoughts to new behaviors that leave you feeling fueled and healthy. I believe that it's okay to want to look and feel your best, and addressing your nutrition and relationship with food is often a good way to get there. Your diet is not bad, but restriction, shame, guilt, and obsession are. So what's the secret to lasting change? Well, it definitely will start with shifting the focus, as I've said, from aesthetics to performance. So instead of obsessing over how our bodies look, let's celebrate what they can do. Whether it's mastering a new yoga pose, hitting a new personal record at the gym, or simply feeling more energized and alive, performance-based goals are where it's at. This ultimately means changing the values and the why behind your goal setting. So instead of saying something like, I want to lose the cellulite off my legs, try something along the lines of, I'd like to improve my technique and increase my strength in squats, leg press, and deadlifts. You could just be focusing on increasing your overall strength, performance, confidence, just having a sense of purpose through a workout plan. You'll have more stamina. You can hike with more ease, improved balance and coordination. You'll have improved mood and maybe even see improved health markers within your blood lipid profiles. And so bottom line here, body neutral fitness is so much more fun. And guess what? Fun gets more done. An approach that emphasizes setting and achieving performance goals works better for cultivating a healthy mindset towards fitness, which is more sustainable over the long term than an approach that emphasizes aesthetics only. So whatever your performance goals may be, shifting that focus will help change your mindset around your body, which will help remove the limits around what your current body or your current self can experience. All right, so let's get back to those trends. We're talking diet culture fitness versus body neutral fitness. So diet culture fitness will look like this: motivated by fear of gaining weight or weight loss, fear of missing workouts or rest days, and afraid to eat too much or afraid to eat the wrong foods. Body neutral fitness will be motivated by performance and health goals, will definitely include rest days and deload weeks. And what deload weeks mean is you will take the weight and reps of your current program and reduce that training stimuli. And so body neutral fitness will also be focusing more on eating more food and fueling to thrive. Diet culture fitness trends we'll see are working out only to change how the body looks, doing fasted workouts, and no repeat workouts, very much on the muscle confusion. Body neutral fitness will be working out for strength and to improve health markers. We will be eating a pre and post-workout meal, and we will be repeating workouts for a specific period of time in order to track progress, because we know how important following a workout program truly is. Last little trends I want to go over. Diet culture fitness will be focusing on calories burned during the workout, long duration HIIT cardio workouts. So HIIT is high intensity interval training. And diet culture fitness will ignore your biofeedback like sleep, stress, digestion, recovery. No matter what you're feeling or how you're doing, you need to get that workout in. No excuse fitness is so toxic. Body neutral fitness, on the other hand, will be focusing on progressive overload, strength and performance gains. So slowly and steadily increasing the difficulty. We'll be intelligently incorporating cardio into a program. So that doesn't mean we'll avoid high intensity interval training, but that will likely never be a long duration programming. It'll probably be somewhere between 4, 8, maybe 12 minutes max of high intensity interval training. And lastly, body neutral fitness will honor biofeedback and works to support your current physiology. And so biofeedback and why it's so important is it refers to the physiological responses that will bring awareness to our bodily processes and internal health. So sleep, hunger, digestion, stress, energy, recovery, because optimal health is so much more than just physical. And if we track these markers, then we can start maybe seeing some underlying causes or maybe issues on why your workout program may not be properly supporting you. So stress, how are your stress levels? How do you manage it? Hunger. Do you wake up hungry? Are you always thinking about food? Digestion. Do you experience painful bloats frequently? Do you have regular bowel movements? Sleep. How much sleep are you getting? Do you sleep through the night? How many hours? Do you wake up feeling rested? Does your energy dip mid-afternoon? Recovery. Are you taking adequate rest days? Do you feel sore for days after your workouts? Menstrual health. Are you missing your cycles, or do you experience painful cramps or any other PMS symptoms? And then cravings. Do you find yourself struggling with those? Oftentimes, clients that are experiencing negative feedback, there's an underlying cause that needs to be addressed before we could actually focus on physical transformation goals. Improper sleep or stress management can lead to hormone imbalances that could inhibit recovery. Digestive issues can be a sign of chronic stress, low stomach acid, or food intolerances. Mood, focus, and libido changes can be linked to undereating, hormone imbalances, and gut issues. Most of the variables in a fitness program are going to be called training volume, so how much you're doing within a specific time. And this can be per workout and within the program overall itself, like per week, per month. In order to properly prescribe this, a coach needs to understand their clients very well. We need to understand fitness level, goals, age, work capacity, recoverability, nutritional status, injury history, and life stress. So if you're working with a coach or a trainer and they haven't asked you these things, that might be something worth looking into. While physical changes are often used to measure progress, monitoring how we feel and response to our nutrition and exercise program are also very important factors. This will provide insights to how your metabolism is performing and which possible variables you might want to manipulate in order to see improvements. And it's so important to note right here that assessing biofeedback does not replace the need for lab work or medical attention. Diet culture thrives on the all or nothing mentality, and I think it's one of the hardest habits for us to start to become aware of and try to replace. I mean, I don't know if anyone else can relate to needing a brain reframe, but typically when clients come to me, they say, I want a body reset. And I try to tell them, you know what? It's probably your brain that needs the reframe. And so there's some tips and tricks that I want to continue to share with you over the course of season 2. But I just want to say that perfectionism is a trap that so many of us will get caught up in. That's in spirituality, and that's also in diet and nutrition, fitness stuff. And when we slip up, which will always happen, it feels easier to throw in the towel when we're stuck in that all or nothing mentality on the whole shebang. And I think that's one of the most common self-sabotaging behaviors that I see. And that's the stuff that I want to continue to talk about more on in this season. So thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Let me know in the podcast Q&A how you felt about this episode and if there's any other topics that you want me to touch on. And as always, stay skeptical, be curious, and keep tuning in.